My name's Ken Putnam Jr.
Kenny!
I live on the Long Lake Road at 500. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me? My name's Ken Putnam Jr. I live at 500 Long Lake Road. I was born in the house right side of me 75 years ago. My father was born in that house 98 years ago. He died 2 years ago. We've been there a long time. My grandfather lived there. He had 7 children. They're all living in this state just about. I have grandchildren, and tonight I might have a great-granddaughter that's coming again. You can't take this. This is poison. I have to say this here real quick, like, and I'll go on to something else. We don't want you to go to Warwick. Warwick don't give a darn about our health up here. We could all die of cancer and they wouldn't care down there. We should have our meetings here. This is where it comes, right here in this town. Janet, I have to speak to you, Janet, I'm sorry. But Janet, in 2012, you bought that land, 189 acres, from the Boy Scouts, and you bragged about how wonderful it's going to be for years and years to come. And Natural Resources got involved with it. They found species, wild species, up there that is nowhere else in Rhode Island or around this area. This plant will kill them. My daughter and son-in-law just went home last night from my house at 9 o'clock. On the Jackson Schoolhouse Road, they had to stop. They called me back up. Guess what? 5 deer were in the road. 5 deer. What do you think is going to happen to them when we get all this pollution that this firm is going to put out? That pollution in the wintertime is going to settle on the ground, which is all swampy area up there. The snow is going to penetrate it on the ground. Then when it thaws out, it's going to go down to Ed Box's pond. Ed Box's pond empties into a brook that comes right through my yard. A 10-foot wide brook, which goes into Wilson's Pond, which goes into the White Mill Pond, and so forth. Right now, this is going to pollute all our water. The other bad thing is they're going to try to take that water that's condemned from the town. Now, if they do get to use that water, if for some reason they do, you have to take into consideration how big is this aquifer down there that's going to feed 3 towns, not 2 anymore, 3. Because Chepachet is drawing 2 towns worth out of there. If they draw out of that same well, that's like having 3 towns in the area that we only had 2. That's going to lower the water level. What's going to happen to all our wells? People that's got real wells in that. What's going to happen to the aquifer if the town doesn't get enough water to supply? It's such a bad, bad idea. I can't say enough. I'll give you another good example. Listen to this. I'm on the board of the Wilson Dam, and we used to have the rights to Wallen Lake Dam, and we would open that water up when we needed it in Wilson because the water was low. God forbid, these poor people up there are in wheelchairs. They're in wheelchairs up there. And this one particular day, I'm down there opening up the gate for water, and here comes a young man in a wheelchair. He can't talk, he can't move, he's parallel. He's got a thing in his mouth, and that's what's making him go down there. But isn't that wonderful? This poor person can't do anything in life, but he's able to go outside at the Wallen Lake Hospital and be able to go down to that little brook and stream and come back and forth. This pollution is going to be in the water at Wallen Lake. That water the hospital uses for drinking water and bathing all these people also. I don't see how we can let this go on. I really don't. And there's so many of us. I do want to bring up this here to you too, and I'm sure you folks know as well as I do. I don't talk like this, but this is so important I have to. But there's still a lot of people in town that just won't talk. They just ain't got the gumption to get up there. I'm one of these guys that'll fight, and that's where I'm getting my gumption up. to come in and talk to you. I wish all the other people would get in here, because this place here, you wouldn't be able to hold them all if they all come. But a lot of them, they got so many things on their plate that they just can't take the time out to come here. So I beg of you, try to do everything in your power for us. Kill this plant. We don't need it.